Hey there. If you have spent a number of years in sincere, dedicated practice aimed at improving the self, then you may find a time appears when you find it hard to relate to others. Perhaps it feels you are detached and can't quite be in connection with your fellow man like you once were. Many years ago, I asked a great adept in the Czech Republic about this very thing. And today, I'd like you to join me for some time in nature to reflect on the cause and the opportunities connected with this circumstance. There are many different factors connected to this experience. Today I'm going to list the most powerful and influential of these and talk about how to take advantage of your circumstance to bring the best outcomes for yourself and others. The first and most important factor is that of functioning consciousness. There's many different levels to this, but as you can imagine, if someone really makes sure that they dedicate themselves persistently to exercises which are effective and help to evolve the mind, then there will be a change in them. Every time they sit in meditation or undertake their practice, whatever form it may be, the various different faculties within their consciousness improve. Their awareness becomes more clear. Their ability to concentrate and focus are more exact and powerful. Their memory are more clear. This means that when they're interacting with others, there's a significant difference that can, if not correctly utilised, create a distance between them. Secondly, we can imagine that as the path continues and someone makes sure that their whole being is dedicated to truth, both in terms of their own self, but also their perception of the outside world, the way they interact in the world may become very different, and they may have different priorities. They can see with a greater clarity what's going on and how best to be in response to this. They could also find that they are less involved in the material world. Perhaps many of their goals and their perceptions of things are abstract or of the mind. So when they talk to someone who's very in the material, this can also lead to a distance if the opportunity isn't embraced. If you have continued to undertake practice and tuition in the path, you will have experienced a purification. And someone who is free, they may find themselves unaware of the barriers, confusions and mixed motives in others that they interact with. These factors combined tend to lead to the phenomena that we're exploring today. The practitioner has an evolved consciousness whereby there's a lot more ability. They have a refined perception whereby the insight is more clear. They have a balanced perception of the world whereby they see what is visible but also understand what is invisible. Purified from barriers, blockages and mixed intentions, they move with freedom. So when they talk to others or interact with them, there can be many factors at work which create distance. To overcome this, we need to make sure that we remain grounded in this world. Let us not forget that we're here for a reason, and that every moment here is a blessing. Let us remain rooted and make sure that these roots are good. When you talk to others, use your evolved consciousness, your superior perception, your memory and intuition. Keep in mind when you first started your training and you couldn't remember all the thoughts that would go through your mind when you sat, where your perception wavered and your focus was weak. Have compassion when you talk to others. They haven't undergone such specialist training. If they seem inconsistent and don't remain dedicated to what's agreed, it may be that they haven't remembered. It may be that their focus is divided. But make sure that kindness is your goal and that ambition doesn't overtake you. Likewise, you may find that many of the activities and priorities around you don't seem as interesting or as stimulating as your own. You may find it hard to relate to others. This may be to do with your perception of truth. Many of the things people do are there to fulfill an emotional request inside them. But they're not absolutely sure what that is. They just seek the happiness that an apparent fulfillment brings. So, someone who is lonely may find themselves reading fiction, where they engage with the story of other people's lives, or watching television, or listening to the radio, or following celebrities. They haven't found, the truth is, all this time they're looking for the right friends. They're looking for people that they can generally connect with and experience that oneness and combined sense of goodness. Perhaps people are seeking a sense of success in life. They want to achieve something, they want to experience adventure, and they find this in fiction or in computer games or in some form of displacement activity. But they don't feel ready to seek it at its root through genuine full engagement with life, through actually living that adventure, through actually being the person they want to be. Remember that play always precedes reality in life, and that this is a developmental stage. Their interest is as important as anyone else's, and you that can help them slowly, when they feel ready, come to the fulfillment that they seek rather than the joy that they are using to replace it. And of course, you may engage people who are taking this to the extreme. They're finding ways to confuse their sense of fulfillment, confuse their sense of joy. Rather like someone who's driving their car and they see they need fuel, so they just cover up the fuel light. In those circumstances, perhaps you can use your superior skill, tact, awareness and kindness to help them find the true fulfillment if they invite you and are ready to do so. Always remember the material is important. Don't fly too high, Icarus, and start to value things of the mind over the things which are here. As above, so below. All comes from the one. If you feel detached from others, it could be a reminder to your own heart that your original intention is not about you. You improve the self so you can be of better service. Bring those high ideals to manifestation. It's wonderful to contemplate beauty, kindness, truthfulness, but let's use these ideals in yourself to clothe the naked, feed the starving, and create that beauty and kindness in the world that now emanates from your heart. Free from internal barriers, have compassion and remember how long it took you to get here. When people seem confusing, unpredictable or dishonest, when they respond with spite and negative motives, remember the inner demons that you needed to tame, make friends with, and help grow into angels are still but developing in them. Lower your expectations of others and take care of your own actions first. the best recommendation you can have is an example. Make sure that whatever you see in others, which you see as positive, you imitate. Whatever you see as deplorable, be sure to eliminate from your own personality. Make your sincere dedication to evolution a protector against becoming too proud or high and mighty. Remember the areas where you too are still improving, and use these to make a beautiful route into the world. Take joy in recalling the most basic of shortcomings that you have, whether it be losing your keys or forgetting something simple. And remember that we're all on the path here. The path is life, and everyone you interact with is taking part. Listen to the lessons that everyone can offer. Using this approach, you'll find that your superior evolved consciousness allows you to skillfully, majestically, and with kindness understand what's going on with other people, and to see the beauty and value in what they're trying to achieve. Your clear perception of truth may be able to see why they do things, and with understanding you'll find there is great forgiveness and acceptance. By recalling the difficulties and barriers in consciousness, you will be able to help those around you seek the next achievable step for them, rather than holding them to the standards of an advanced practitioner and foolishly leading yourself to disappointment and dismay. By making sure that you view all as one, you will be able to see the value in the material and understand the truth behind the goals and practices of others. And thus, you can be the conduit of higher consciousness in the world, making sure that you don't put yourself above others, and that no activity, duty, or undertaking with positive intentions is beneath you. Embracing every moment as a chance to be enlightened. This means that you will be able to bring genuine contentment and fulfillment to all you meet, and be connected with all. And thus, this experience, which initially seemed like a hardship, can be embraced as a joy and opportunity.